Okay, this little video is going to be about how to add a Google Doc to a Schoology assignment, and I'm going to also talk about putting the copying the advisory folder from the resources in Schoology to your class. So first we'll start off with how to uh, add a Google Doc to your assignments. So you can add formatting. It creates a Google Doc for the students. A lot of advantages. The editing features are better in a Google Doc than in the Schoology submit tab. So first we're going to go to your folder. So here's my Google Drive, and I'm going to go to my drive, and I'm going to show you, scroll down here to where I've made a folder. I've got a lot of folders. Schoology Master Copies. And then I've got a folder for each of my classes because I want to keep things organized. So here's Senior Homeroom, and I've made, let's say, Self-Betterment Final Report. I've made a Google Doc called Self-Betterment Final Report, and I made it, clicking on New and Google Doc, I've made it inside the folder where I want to use it. So it's got a name, it's all ready to go. So then I go over to my Schoology account. Here's my homeroom. My homeroom class is here, and down at the bottom there's a self-betterment project, and I've brought it in, and I've unpublished it so the kids can't see it yet. This is one way so you can work and develop a Schoology asset without the students seeing it, just don't publish it yet. I made a folder for the project, and if we edit the folder, you can see I've got a little picture in here. I've got some information, and that information in the folder shows up with the picture, so it looks kind of cool. So I'm going to click on the folder, and in the folder I've got a number of different assignments which are also unpublished because the whole folder is unpublished. And here's the self-betterment project final report. I'm going to click on the little gear, click on edit. You can either do this or from a brand new assignment. Here's my information, and right here is the critical part. Here's where you add the assignments. So I'm going to click on Google Drive Assignments. It's going to take me to a little navigation window. You have to be logged into your Google Drive, of course, in another tab. And the one drawback is you have to kind of scroll through. If you have a lot of assets in Google Drive, you have to scroll through until you find your Schoology Master. And I would benefit there's my Schoology Master copies. And I go to Homeroom, and Self-Betterment Final Report, attach. Now you can see this will create a copy for each student. That's good. I'm going to go to my due date. I'm going to add a due date. It is May. And I make it May 29th. And then it always puts in the due date as 11:59 p.m. My grading system has 4 points. You can leave it 100 points, whatever your thing is. It needs a category to be graded, and then when copying an asset from the resources folder, or if you have a sandbox, you need to add a grading period. Here's my grading scale, and then I just put save changes. And now if I click on this, here's what the assignment will look like now. Is the description of the assignment. The students will see submissions. You'll see in progress and submissions, and here's the document they will see. When they log on, it will open up a Schoology window with the document in it. So that's the first step in adding a Google form, Google Doc to your to an assignment. Now, next part. All right. The next part is I've created and so you have to have all these assets set up. Now, the next part is I've made a folder, a shared drive that you should be able to see because I've shared your email addresses, and it says advisory docs. So here is the location of all the docs that I've broken out of the project, so you can add them yourself. So there's a folder and made already for you. You'll have to copy these because I looked. It doesn't seem like you can navigate to a shared drive from within Schoology, so you'll have to copy these. So the way to copy them is click on them. Now if you hold here's an interesting little tip. if you're selecting documents, if you hold the shift, if you click on the first one, it selects it. If you hold the shift key and click on the last one, it will select them all. If you only want to select certain documents, you can hold the control key, I think it's command in Apple land, and select or deselect different documents. So now we're going to select all these, right click and make a copy. And this will make a copy, and it will say copy of, here's a copy of self-betterment. There they all are. Then all you have to do is move to, and it's going to give you this navigation window, and I'm just going to go back out to my own, I'm going to go to my drive, and I'm going to navigate to my own Schoology, where to go? It's here somewhere, Schoology master copies, and homeroom, and then, let's see, and then move here. So I was just going to move those there, since I already have them. I don't need to move them, but I already have those there. So that's the way to copy your resources, so you'll have the resources that you can add to your Schoology assignment. Now, to get the entire folder that I've created into your own Schoology, go to Resources, and you have a bunch of options here. Here's all my personal resources that I've saved in Schoology. Over here we have Group, and click on Group, and down here is the, let's see, where to go, Hearts Academy faculty, and here are all the Hearts Academy resources. So I'm going to click on Instruction, I'm going to scroll down to, I'm going to scroll to Advisory, and right down here is the Self-Betterment Human Capital Project. I'm going to click on the little gear, I'm going to click on Add to Course. That brings up all my classes that I teach or have access to. And here's, let's see where to go. There's my advisory, homeroom. And I click on that little box. And then it'll say, I don't want to put it in a folder. You can put something in a folder. And then you click Add, and it will add that resource. Since I've already done it, I'm not going to do it. It will add that resource to your Schoology. It will add it as a live folder. So then you want to immediately go to your courses. And here's my homeroom. And then scroll down to the Self-Betterment Human Capital, click on the little gear. Yours will say, now I'm going to publish this just so you can see. So you click on the little gear, it says, it did say publish. Now I'm going to click on unpublish so the students can't see it yet, because I'm not done adding resources to the assignment. So now I'm going to click on the folder, it's all all undone. Choose your pursuits. I've got all the different pieces ready to go. So I've got all this weekly progress. I've made 5 different weekly progress assignments, but I have yet to, let's see, see, this is what it looks like when it doesn't have a Google Sheet in it, or a Google Doc. So I'm going to go over here to edit the assignment, and here we are. Everything's ready to go, but it doesn't have any information here about the assignment. So I'm going to go and click on Google Drive Assignments. I'm going to scroll down again through my enormous Google Drive folder to the to my master copies. I obviously need to clean out my main drive. I should only have a few folders in my main drive and get rid of all the documents that are sitting there, but I haven't yet. So we're going to put senior homeroom, and this is a progress report. So weekly progress, evidence of learning. No, let's see, self-betterment, final. Weekly progress, evidence of learning. And I'll just go and attach that. Oops. There we go. And now you can see weekly progress, evidence of learning. I'm going to add the due date, and the first due date is May. I'm going to put it May 3rd, so they have all weekend to do it. My category, I click classwork, and I put the grading period as this grading period, and numeric for now is fine for now, and I click Save Changes. You'll see now that the look of the assignment changed. From before it was just the Submit tab over here. Now it has the Google integration information. Here's the document. Here's the submissions. If you click on In Progress, and here's you see all the students, And of course, nobody's done it because the assignment hasn't been opened yet. And and once they do start it, you'll see the document over here. Once they submit it, you'll see it in submissions. And right now, no one has submitted the assignment. So that's just a little bit about how to put your, copy the folder from the resources to your class, and then add the Google Docs to the assignment. Now, you can leave the Google Docs off and let the assignment just as is. The kids will then click on submit, and they'll have the create tab, and I'll just type it in the Schoology editor. I like the Google Doc editor because there's a lot more features, and the Google Doc will save as you go, whereas the Schoology create tab, it doesn't save as you go. So sometimes if you click save and it won't, and somehow lost connection, the student will lose all the things they wrote unless they copied all their stuff and just before they submitted. So the Google Docs is a little bit fancier, but it makes it a nicer experience and more reliable experience for the students.